Hey guys, welcome to another Cool Tool Tuesday. I got an interesting little tool here. So I found this when we were cleaning out my grandpa's place when we moved them into a home. I was asking Dad didn't even know what it was. So I was asking Dad why Grandpa would have had a tool like this, and we don't know. Grandpa did do construction, work in the oil field, you know, that kind of stuff. But what this is, it's a PTC Instruments Division thermometer. Give you a look on this side here, we'll zoom you in. So it's a recording thermometer, model 615P, ranges from -40 to 160 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's a 24-hour recording. It looks like it was made in California. So let's open it up. So these are the recording charts. These were sold in packages of 100 charts. There's our model number right there. There's our range. This is our 24-hour charts for this. So this is what it is. It's a dial with a clock spring, and we have a chart there, and we have a stainless steel stylus on a bimetallic spring. So what a bimetallic spring is there's two different pieces of metal that are sandwiched together, and those two different pieces of metal have different thermal expansion properties, which at different temperatures, if they're sandwiched together and this side expands more than this side, as the temperature raises, it will bend that piece of metal. So to open it up, we take this retaining spring off, we pull the cover off. That's our bimetallic spring with the stylus on it. There's our chart. And there's the inside. Right there, that's where the key goes in, and you wind it up like an old clock. So there'd be a clock spring mechanism in there. I don't want to open this up because I'm not sure what's going to go springing out of there, and this is really old, really neat, and I want to keep it like that. It looks like it's working, it looks like it was well kept over the years, and I want to keep it that way. Has the original instructions in it. I'll give you a zoomed in picture of this so that if you guys want to read it yourself, just pause the video right now and you'll be able to read it. On the back side of this sheet, it has the full parts list as well as a price breakdown. And what I found the most cool about this is not only does it give part numbers and prices, right in this top corner here, you'll see we have a date. And this date is July 1969. This instrument would have cost, back then, $32. So in 1969, July of 1969, my dad would have been 10 years old and Grandpa would have been about 38 years old. I'm not sure if that's when he bought this or why Grandpa had it, but he had it nonetheless. So what I found really neat about this is it gives us not only a date of when this was sold or when this list was made with the part numbers and the prices, but it also gives us our prices. Now, we're in Canada here, so obviously there's a conversion difference as well too. But just basing it off of a regular inflation chart, $32 in 1969 is the equivalent of $277 American. Now, converting it to Canadian pesos, that'd be a whole lot more. Probably like $500-ish kind of thing. Now, if we compared this to my favorite monetary substance, gold and silver, in 1969, 1 troy ounce of silver was roughly, at least in Canadian dollars, $1.80. And right now we're looking at about $47 per troy ounce. And gold was $41 per troy ounce. And now Canadian, we're looking at about $4,100. So if we base it off of gold, this unit would be roughly $3,800 or $3,200. Another interesting thing is even this little baggie had a part number on it, a 58533. And if we looked at our price sheet right here, a 58533 is our clock key. And the clock key back in 1969 was a whole whopping 30 cents. So it has a stop, just like in the instructions said, that you can't overwind it. It's got to stop. So that's pretty cool. I was a little concerned there. And as we can hear, it's ticking away like a clock. So let's put a fresh graph in. So our graphs have an AM, PM, and the time, as well as our temperatures. So as this goes around, that bimetallic spring and the stylus will draw out a graph of the temperature swings. So right now it's just about 3 o'clock. So right there in the dark blue section, we'll go to our 3 p.m. If you guys can see that there. And that's where we'll rotate the stylus to. Put the retaining spring back in. And now I'll set you guys on a time lapse and you can watch this thing go spinny, spinny, spinny. Well, we're back. So we had this running over the 24-hour period. It is now close to 7 o'clock-ish. We started yesterday at 3 o'clock. And we're going to open this up, take a look. Okay, so with this, I can just barely read it here. I'm going to take a fine tip Sharpie and draw this in, and I'll get right back to you. So when I started this out, we started it at the 3 o'clock position, right there. The 3, and then the blue is PM. We started in the shop between 50 and 60 degrees Fahrenheit. As I worked in the shop over the evening there, it stayed around 50 degrees. Turned the heat off at around 6 o'clock. And then over the night, my propane ran out. And it was minus 30 Celsius, or communist, not freedom units. And we can see the temperature start to drop there. We dropped to about 30, just above freezing there, about 32, 35 degrees Fahrenheit. I came into the shop at around 9 o'clock, and we can start to see the temperature rise because I put in a fresh propane tank and turned some heaters on in the shop. Got the diesel heater running and really jumped up in temperature, and then we're back to about that 50 to 60 degrees. Cool. Well, thanks again for following along with this week's Cool Tool Tuesday. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to follow along, like, subscribe, hit those buttons down there or down up there, wherever. Follow along to the next video, and or watch the playlist of the Cool Tool Tuesdays videos. Anyways, guys, thanks again for watching. Have a good night, and see you next Tuesday.